Okay. I would like to talk to you about the rent party revival. That's right, folks. I want to bring back the old school rent party. And in case any of you not really sure what that entails or what that means, it's simply just you host a party, you charge a little bit at the door, and then you use the proceeds to pay your rent, or you can do it and host it for somebody and help pay their rent. And let's face it, we all need some help paying our fucking rent. So a rent party is pretty much a good way to do it. Now, how do you go about throwing a rent party? There is various ways you can throw a rent party. You can get creative with it. I mean, you can have a rent party for a premiere of a television show that might be coming on, and some people don't have cable, so you can invite them over for a rent party, watch cable, see the show. You know, most rent parties, at least the ones I've always thrown, we supply the food and the drink in a little puff, if you know what I'm saying. But that's up to you on how you choose to do that. So, but you always need to at least supply the snacks. You know, if you want to make it a BYOB and then you charge a few less dollars at the door, that's cool. Usually you charge between $2 and $10 depending on the rent party that you're trying to throw. You know, some people do a fight party and, you know, the pay-per-view fights, you get that, or wrestling or whatever might be pay-per-view coming out, and you pop it off that way. That's always a good way to do it. You know, especially when you have your Super Bowl parties. Only problem with that is most people got regular TV and can watch Super Bowl unless they're going to black it out. But that's a whole nother area. But as far as rent party goes, so you can throw these any time of the month, any month of the year, anytime you want to do it. Mornings, noons, evenings, early mornings, however you want to pop it off. You can throw a rent party. And like I said, if you want to do this as a little side hustle, then you might find a location where you can throw parties at on the low. You know what I'm saying? If you got a big house, you got a big backyard, maybe you got a big garage, someplace you can set up where you can hold at least 30 to, you know, at least 30 to 50 people. And that should give you a nice little, you know, chunk of change. You can do this every weekend, every other weekend. You know, however you want to do the frequency is totally up to you. So this is just a good way to make a little extra money on the side, utilizing your location. You know what I'm saying? This is better than Airbnb because this way you know who coming to your rent party, and then you don't have to be gone in order for the party to take place, only to come back and find your house fucked up by a bunch of people you don't know. With a rent party, you usually know the people who come into it because, you know, you invite them. And if they want to bring a friend or a guest or something, that's cool. You know, you just charge by the head. And then, you know, like I say, you make sure you provide the snacks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get all elaborate, you know. A nice little, $50 pizza and wing special, you know, would usually be enough to cover everybody that they can get a, you know, little something in, you know, or watching a movie or watching a fight or whatever you're going to do to throw your rent party. But a rent party is always a good way to make some quick, under-the-table, legal cash. Why? Because everybody like to party. So why not take advantage of it? Rent party is basically a rave that's more organized. That's about all it is. So it's always a good hustle. So I would say if you want to get one popping, then get it popping. Plan it out, figure it out, and then make it happen. You know, once again, this is just some good game vibe nuggets to keep you hustling. Now, that is probably going to do it for our episode of today. And I appreciate everybody who listened in, and I would love to hear your feedback, your comments, especially on that rent party. I would like people to comment back in, and I'd like to do a live host of your rent party. So you can throw a rent party, and we'll do a live broadcast, and we'll kick it about what's going on and how you set your rent party up and your ideas and how you set up the flavor and the flow of it, and then we can share that with the rest of the world, and maybe they can pick up some tips from you, and maybe you can give some tips to them. Who knows? So if you want to contact me, and please do contact me, reach out to me at OG0game@gmail.com. That's OG0game@gmail.com. Also, make sure to like all our podcast episodes and comment. Please leave comments. I'm looking for feedback. I want to hear from everybody and tell me what you think. If you think it's a great show, great. If you don't, great. I want to hear. Give me some criticism. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing good. Just want to hear from you. And maybe, just maybe, you might be a co-host on another upcoming episode. But make sure you come back and you check in often, because we got some exciting guests that's going to be coming up in future episodes. And make sure you keep a lookout, because we're going to have our Side Hustle Sunday segment. That means starting in 2020, we're going to have a segment that we're going to put out every Sunday, and it's going to be called our Side Hustle Sundays. So what it's all about, side hustle. How can you get a legal side hustle on to make that extra money without putting in a whole lot of extra effort or going to jail, which is the most important fucking part of that, not to go to jail. Who the fuck wants to sit up there in a damn cage with some stanky motherfuckers smelling their ass all damn day long and night, only because you was trying to pay a bill or feed your kids? So make sure you come back for that. And then we're going to have a special segment that we're going to come out with called Pretty People Problems. Yep, you heard that right. Pretty People Problems. Why? Because ugly people do not think pretty people have problems. And since I'm one of the ugly people, I know pretty people have problems. And we would like to share what them pretty people problems is, and maybe we can have a solution to your problems. So all you pretty people who might want to be a guest on the Pretty People Problem segment, please hit us up. And that's OG0game@gmail.com. OG0game@gmail.com. You can also go to our Facebook page, like us, leave comments, share information. We'll be putting up links to some of the reading information and material, some events that we're going to have coming up in 2020. Y'all going to want to stick around for that. We're going to have some real hot events coming up that we're going to be doing live broadcast promos from. So you might want to be there for that come 2020. But make sure you go to our Facebook page, Original Guru of Good Game, on Facebook, and like our page and join. And then we'll look forward to hearing your comments and your insights. So once again, thank you for listening. I enjoyed the conversation and hope to have many more conversations with you. So when you get a chance, hit me up at OG0game@gmail.com or come to our Facebook page, Original Guru of Good Game. I'm your host, OG0game, and I'm signing off. Peace.